Hello everyone and welcome back to another Fam 2 Cents cooking video and another installment in the HelloFresh cooking series. Today we're going to be making a dish called beef bulgogi meatballs? Bulgogi? I don't know. I'm gonna call it bulgogi for the time being, and if I'm wrong then I'm sure somebody will correct me, but that's what I'm calling it. This is another dish that I've never made or tried before, so I'm excited to jump into it, so let's do it. First things first, we're going to go ahead and list off the ingredients, which consist of carrots, ginger, scallions, jasmine rice, ground beef, panko breadcrumbs, bulgogi sauce, sour cream, sriracha, and sesame seeds. And the extra added ingredients that they expect you to have on hand are vegetable oil, salt, and pepper. Now that that's done, let's get on to the instructions and the prep. The instructions this time around were pretty good. They were fairly easy to understand, but I will say that the art of making a meatball takes a little more inherent skill than instructions can provide. Not to say that meatballs are particularly hard per se, but there is a certain consistency that you look for when attempting to roll and make a proper meatball. That's what I said. I think I said that. I don't know what just came out of my mouth just then, but I meant to say meatball if meatball is not what I just said. And it takes a little bit of time to recognize that consistency. I used an ice cream scoop to take the meatballs out. There was no suggestion to do that, but whenever I make meatballs I usually do that because I like them to be uniform. It is the best way to kind of get them all an equal and uniform size, so if you have one available, I recommend you use it because it's a nice thing to have on hand, especially for meatballs. In regards to the rice, instead of using plain water, I used beef broth. Jesus Christ, I can't talk today. To boil the rice and give it some extra flavor. I didn't really add anything else, just some beef broth, and I've really gotten into cooking stuff like rice, grits, and stuff like that in broth as opposed to cooking it in regular water. And it depends. I'll use beef, chicken, or vegetable broth, depending on what I'm going for to mix things up, and it definitely just adds some flavor to the dish without you needing to really do anything fancy, because you know, plain white rice is boring. It's just rice, you know. You gotta mix it up a little bit. So I did that. I added a little when I did the pan and I put the meatballs and the carrots in the oven, I made sure that I made a little divider in between to stop the kind of grease and stuff from the meatballs going over there and mingling with the carrots. It's highly recommended you do so, or just use two different pans, because you really don't want that mess. It's just, you don't want those things marrying. And then in the video and a lot of HelloFresh stuff, they tell you to cook stuff in the same pan and they don't require you to make a divider and stuff, but that's something that I don't think they considered. Is the fact that that grease and oil gets over there and it really interferes with the other thing that you're making. So very simple to do, the little foil divider. Nothing crazy to get that done. Let's see, was there anything else? I don't think so. So let's get to the my thoughts about the dish overall. I have to say, it was much better than I anticipated it to be. I didn't really know what I was expecting. Like, I was expecting like the meatballs to be kind of sweet, because the bulgogi sauce smelled almost kind of like a teriyaki-ish. It smelled a little bit on the sweeter side, so I didn't expect like salty, like Swedish meatballs or something like that. But I don't know, I wasn't really prepared on how exactly this dish was going to turn out and what I was going to think about it, but the sweet kind of sauce on the meatballs with the saltier rice and everything, it all just kind of went together really good. The roasted carrots are always pretty good. You don't really have to do anything to those. I know some people, some of the recipes called for honey on them, like some honey glazed roasted carrots, and those are really good if you want to add that. If not, it all just really complemented each other really good and made for like a really good bowl, you know, just like a rice bowl. So something I would like to do is actually make a bunch of the meatballs or whatever, make a bunch of the sauce, and do some food prep for this. This is like the perfect food prep dish. It's a really good one for that, because the frozen meatballs, you can pat them out and get them set up and freeze them, and then you can cook them whenever you're ready. And you know, it just really worked out for me. I was very pleased with the overall end result here. And I know I kind of jumped to the verdict there and gave you guys the verdict a little early, but yeah, this is a good dish. I would definitely pick it again, and absolutely it should be something you guys consider for meal prep for future references, because I would definitely meal prep this for sure. It's very easy to make, and even if you cook the meatballs first and store them, you can still freeze them and kind of warm them up later on or whatever. However you want to handle that, it's all doable, because these meatballs were baked. I didn't even like pan sear them first or anything like that. They were just straight up tossed into the oven, and they turned out really good. So yeah, definitely check this dish out. It's really something I'll be keeping in mind for the future, and I'll definitely have meal prep in mind when I do so. But that's it. That's all I have for you for this dish. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. YouTube is not about that life, so they're not doing it. There's also a discount link down below that you guys can click in the doobly-doo. If you were thinking about trying HelloFresh, you'll get a little bit of money off. Thank you guys for all of your help in sharing, liking, and subscribing. All the support you guys give me with your comments and stuff is greatly appreciated. Yeah. That's all I need to say. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.